Today, the education is known to be the key factor to enable upwards socio-economic mobility and the strongest means for removing the poverty. The right education is crucial to the well-being. The right education is crucial to the stability and growth of not only every child, but to the whole of the humanity itself. The Gurukul education is known to be the knowledge transmission system of Hinduism, one of the pillars which kept Sanatana Hindu Dharma alive and standing as the world's most ancient living civilization. Through Kailasa's Department of Education, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, the Gurukul system is being revived in its entirety. Gurukul, living in Guru's home. The Gurukul system is rooted on the Guru Sishya Parampara, on the living lineage of Guru-disciple relationship. After decades of study on the physical, chemical, and biological uniqueness of meditative states and enlightened beings, it has been found that in the normal waking state alone, their brain waves show that they are in a complete meditative state, despite being fully active and engaged. In the world of athletics, the state is known as being in a zone, a glimpse into the peak of focus, a cognitive function, attention, and coordination to name a few. Rather than a glimpse, enlightened beings casually walk, talk, and engage with this life settled in the peak. Recently, studies have found that we imbibe the body language behaviors and patterns of those in our environment, not just on our behavioral level, but at the depths of the neurological level. This is also known as the mirror neuron effect. In this way, there is no better teacher than the enlightened Guru who exists as a superconscious, biological, reproducible anomaly. However, through centuries of Mughal invasions, colonialism, and continued persecution against Hinduism and Hindu tradition, the science of knowledge transmission has been diminishing at an unprecedented rate. After careful study in the colonialism era, it was found that the Gurukul system was standing as a backbone and stability of the Hindu civilization. The Mecca education was imposed on India after the revelation. 13,000 universities across Bharat and 200,000 Gurukuls were destroyed in Bengal and Bihar alone. With the systematic destruction of Hindu universities and Gurukuls goes more than 80% of Hinduism's indigenous knowledge. Thomas Macaulay, who is the destroyer of Indian school of education system, which is Gurukul, he says that our English schools are flourishing wonderfully. The effect on this education on Hindus is prodigious. No Hindu who have received an English education ever continues to be sincerely attached to his religion. So their whole aim is about separating Hindus from their identity, separating Hindus from their religion. The Hindu religion is so extravagantly absurd that it is impossible to teach a boy astronomy, geography, natural history without destroy the hold which that religion has on the mind. It is my firm belief that if our plans of education are followed up, this will not be a single idolater amongst the respectable classes in Bengal, 30 hens, and this will be affected without any effects to proselytize without the smallest interference with religious liberty, merely by the natural operation of knowledge and reflection. I heartily rejoice in this prospect. That is when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, has the grand revival of Hinduism's gurukuls and the universities. What we are seeing is the official inauguration of Nityananda Gurukul in Adi Kailasa Abhiditi. Here you are seeing the students of Nityananda Gurukul practicing yoga and meditation under the sacred banyan tree Adi Kailasa. About 50% of Gurukul Balasins study 1 to 3 years ahead of their group, scoring to top 10 to 20% of Mensa at age 14. Gurukul Balasins learning standard academics along with the indigenous Hindu scriptures. Gurukul Balasins practicing Shivastambha Yoga under the guidance of trained Shivastambha Yogacharyas. Gurukul Balasins demonstrating the ability to perform the Kundalini Raju even through blindfold. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji personally teaching the once lost Dhanurvidya to Gurukul. 30% of Gurukul Balasins demonstrating the capacity to spontaneously play the instruments without formal training. Gurukul Balasins living the Agamic Shastra-based lifestyle. Gurukul Balasins demonstrating the ability to read blindfolded. Gurukul Balasins participating in Vakya Kasadas. Gurukul Balasins addressing the Kailasian delegates in Thiruvannamalai. Gurukul Balasins, after successfully hosting the worldwide webinar on the highlights and signs of Nityananda Gurukul. What is the impact of Gurukul? The whole brain learning, stress-free living, zero teen violence, and quantum memory activation, recalling verbatim after every hearing called Ekasantagrahi. Kailasa's Nityananda Hindu University, which is the world's largest Hindu university that has been established around the globe, with about 450 plus campuses in 150 countries, available to the public from 2003 onwards. Reviving and presenting the world with a most ancient, lost knowledge in a most user-friendly way, the ancient truths taught in a way directly applicable for the modern man's personal, practical, and professional life. 20 plus million enrollments and counting, with 7,000 plus courses available, delegates and teachers from 50 plus countries directly contributing to the Nityananda Hindu University. Now let us watch this video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness is expanding on the value of Rajavidya Gurukul.
Long rituals are not useless or unnecessary. Rituals are the most. Long rituals are not useless or unnecessary as a modern brainwashed Hindu thinks. Long rituals are the most powerful method, science, kriya, to awaken all the life energies. See, totally we have 21 life energies. I will describe all the 21 like a fundamental principal forces of life, like gravity, how all these are fundamental forces, principal forces externally. Internally, there are 21 life energies. Ability to visualize, ability to make decision. All these 21 is given to you, but you use them accidentally. That is why your life is full of accidents. Your marriage is accident, wealth is accident, life is accident, money is accident. Very less is planned, much is accident. I have seen people become thieves by not knowing the power of their life energy. I tell you, thief is the cheapest way to exist. I tell you. Because you do not know you own trillions. That is why you steal millions. If you know you own trillions, why will you steal? Listen, asteya, non-stealing, comes to a person who mastered his life energy. Each of my Gurukul kid is $1 trillion economy. I tell you. Each of my Gurukul kid, the powers they can manifest. Understand, Gurukul is not a joke. It is a powerful science. Especially, see, normally, one child plus one child is a two child. But in the Gurukul ecosystem, one child plus one child is 11. 1, 1. Not 1 plus 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If there are 3 child, it is not 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. No. It is 1, 1, 1, 111. The energy multiplication. Because the ecosystem, understand, that is why Gurukul has to be with the ecosystem. I have always seen, whenever I download a power on one child, when the group sits, I can share that power on the whole group. Because when team of kids or balasans or sannyasis or brahmacharis, when they sit as one team, it is very easy for me to just, like a lightning, pour the energy on them. Understand? The Sankhya of life energy is different. The multi-dimensional logic of life energy is different. People cannot understand this Sankhya. The multiple life energies, awakening them to its peak and manifesting them is all about life. Perfected the science of helping every individual
from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to compete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanyapitas all over the world. all powerful cognition, knowledge. Only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships.
Welcome back. And as we were seeing, the fundamental grounds up revolution in the form of revival of the Gurukul system of education at the Nityananda Gurukul, the repercussions of it included not just the solid promise of revival of Hinduism and the proof of concept and the absolute revival of the Gurukul system of education, it also brought along with it relentless attacks against the life, character, and image of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as he sincerely went on contributing everything he has for the world. From the field of nutrition to education, from protection of religious freedom to the revival of indigenous traditions, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has sincerely contributed in every facet. This has not gone unnoticed by the world's dignitaries, leaders, and multi-faith diaspora. And now let us see, in today's world, corona-plagued world, how this whole enlightenment spiritual ecosystems are not only relevant, but mandatory practically. The revival of Hinduism is absolutely critical, especially the pillar of the Gurukul system of education, because as one can see in what is happening in the world today with closure of 90% and up of the conventional, so-called conventional schools themselves, humanity is faced with a stark prospect of losing the Gurukul system of education, which is training one for life and training each individual to flower to his or her absolute unique potential and grow up as natural leaders. To really understand what that means in today's world, why it is so critical, let us see some of the revelations about this COVID-19 pandemic situation given by Devi Parashakti. On 12th May, Devi revealed, I came as Nijavatara. I am blessing you. Listen. People, listen.
To do good to all of you, I have taken the form of Nityananda and come down as Nijavatara. People of India, listen, carefully listen. Time after time, Bharatam is Jnana Bhumi, where enlightened beings come. We cannot make Jnana Bhumi as infertile. Enlightened beings have to come. Enlightened beings have to live. It has to flower. Few hypocrites, because they are stuck in delusion. We cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of conspiracy of Drohis and enemies' rule, the captain had to leave the ship. Before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen, all Aushadhas, by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam, Navapashana is going to fly. Allow people to come and take dip in Navapashana flower. People, whoever come and dip in Vaidyasarovar, they will not have deaths. They will not have corona. Crores and crores of people will come in line. Every day, they will every day they will come and take a dip in the Ananda Lingam in the Vaidya Sarovar. Listen well to my words. For India, I made ship as protection. The Nityananda Navapashana Lingam in Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa. O Indians, listen. All those regretting losing Nityananda Nijavatara, without confusion, without talking just as lip service, go to Adi Kailasa. And now, as the world is facing this unprecedented pandemic, when first world countries are closing their borders and schools during this massive global emergency, Kailasa is the only nation that has opened its doors to all without exception. What does this involve? What is there in these de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa? What really was there in the origin of Adi Kailasa? Only if one has a glimpse of that, one can really understand the preciousness of what's being offered in the form of opening the doors of all the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa across India. So let's watch this video to see the origins of this Adi Kailasa ship.
Shivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Shivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
So we saw how the inception, the origins of the Adi Kailasa Sarvajñapitham, one facet of it, where the divine deities, Nityanandeshwara, Nityanandeshwari, the making of them right from when they were embedded, literally when the forms were embedded in the stone, and those forms revealed themselves to the world under the guidance, the Stapatis under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and then the huge, grand, never before of its kind in the modern era, the Kodikan Radayatra, which is a crore eyes having the darshan of the deities, of the living deities. And today, the Adi Kailasa Sarvajñapitham is one of the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa, which has opened its doors to one and all to protect themselves, to protect oneself from the COVID-19 pandemic. Amongst the other de facto spiritual embassies are the Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Puducherry, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Siragapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattipalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. Multiple free COVID care centers have been opened across India as Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of the COVID-19 third wave. Various humanitarian services and spiritual services are being offered during this pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. And to support all these from the very foundation are the cosmic revelations on the global pandemic being done through the Devi Parashakti Akashik readings and the revelations and direct guidance down to the last detail by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nityananda Paramashivam. To mention a few of the free humanitarian services being offered during this pandemic in the de facto spiritual embassies across India, medical care in the form of holistic care, be it allopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha medicine, naturopathy, then the infrastructure to accommodate thousands of people in multi-layer quarantine facility, emergency services equipped in the form of ICU on wheels, oxygen concentrators, etc. Personal protective medical equipment provided to all the people who are resident in the Adi Kailasa Sarvajñapitham and the other de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa, food security management through food banks, and organic farming to enable a sustained agriculture, sustained food support. So if you would like to register yourself for this COVID Care Protection Center, you can do it right now. All you need to do is register through the link https://kailasa.org/kailasacare https://kailasa.org/KAILASACARE. So let's take a few seconds now to register ourselves for the COVID Care Protection Center.
Nityananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham.
So if we have registered ourselves in the link, let us now see next how Kailasa providing education services amidst this massive global emergency.
Kailasa's Department of Education is providing academic as well as spiritual education services physically for all kids residing in Adi Kailasa Sarvanya Peetham and virtually for a number of kids through e-Gurukul program. With more than 1 billion kids not having access to education in the midst of this global pandemic, Kailasa has taken both the spiritual and academic responsibility to enrich and provide these services. So you have this opportunity to join our COVID care protection centers. We have a number of kids who have joined us, just enjoying this ambience that the Adi Kailasa provides, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with his grace and blessings. How all of these young kids join us right from morning yoga to puja, and they do power manifestation. They learn the truths from Hinduism, and they also do their studying. So it's an amazing opportunity where you can explore the complete possibility of being a child into a super conscious human being. So join us at the COVID care protection centers, especially in Adi Kailasa and Sri Puramadinam. You can register yourself through the link below, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. Let's take a few minutes to register ourselves in the link below, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care.
Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda.
So let's take a quick look at the glimpses of Nityananda Raj Vidya Gurukul. You can see how the kids are so beautifully living as Paramashivas, adorned with Rudrakshas, tiger skin cloth, and living as Paramashivas, performing the yoga, Shivastamba Yoga, and the Pratama Vinyasa Krama. They also perform the rituals temple rituals. How they are beautifully brought up in the temple-based ecosystem, which grounds them, which stabilizes them, and pushes them to raise themselves as superconscious beings. Yes, you can see how all of them are involved in this temple rituals. They learn how to do alankaram to deities, how to do procession for deities, how to celebrate deities and live the life of superconsciousness. Yes, what you're seeing is a glimpses of Maheshwara Puja celebrations that happens in Adi Kailasa. Yes. Here the Balasans, they sit and complete with the rose plants, complete the violence, inner violence that each one of us hold, and show the global peace by making the rose plants shed their thorns. It is a beautiful science that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived and which the Balasans of Nityananda Gurukul are living. And these are the kids from the COVID care protection centers who are watching the Mahabharatam and all the other Puranic scriptures and educating themselves. They also perform yoga. So we've been teaching them how to do yoga. Yes, glimpses of kids performing yoga. So this is how the kids are really enjoying their time being part of the COVID care protection centers. They perform yoga, they do power manifestation. They learn the sacred truths that Swamiji has shared with the world and strengthen their powerful cognitions. So we invite all the viewers, families especially, to join us to this COVID care protection centers and be protected from ongoing pandemic. Before we go to the next segment, let's have a short promo and we'll be right back.
Direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happen. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings.
Nityanandam, welcome to all of the viewers who are joining in this next segment in the continued series that we have been presenting on the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now, for the last couple of days, for almost 1 week, we have been literally celebrating across Kailasa, Kailashians across the world, how the UN has recognized the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Nityananda, welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are now going to be continuing into the next segment of today's program after the Devi Bhavasamadhi Darshan and the Devi Akashik reading program. Now we're continuing our series on the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the women of Kailasa. For around 1 week or so, we have been celebrating around Kailasa in countries all over the world, how finally the UN has recognized the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And having witnessed the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism undergo so much of attack, incessant lawfare, brutal destruction to his Adinam and his disciples, and also direct assassination attempts against himself, Kailasians across the world are finally having some kind of reprieve, some way, some form where our voice is heard, where the cries of survivors of child sexual abuse, sexual assault by the anti-Hindu militant forces, and so much more crime have been finally seen some kind of platform where there is a place which is recognizing the legitimacy of our story, of what had actually happened, the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at play, and the entire Hindu Holocaust, which has been going on for 700 years. Over the last couple of days, we have been presenting to you in conjunction with the Hindu Persecution Awareness Month. We're going to be step by step presenting to each and every one of you about the Hindu Holocaust, how that is continuing to happen in magnified proportion against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. How literally what over the last 500 years people have done against Hindus, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has experienced, has gone through, has sacrificed in just a couple of decades. We've seen this again and again. We are showcasing the examples during this segment every single day. What we really request all of the viewers who are watching, please take a few minutes to ensure that you see the UN report where the Human Rights Commission of the UN has spoken and or at least has recognized the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and among a list of persecuted communities and their reports on their respective persecutions and the crimes done against them. Kailasa is listed amongst them. Officially, Human Rights Commission of the United Nations has recognized the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And now we request all of the Hindus who are joining across the world, all of the practicing Hindus, the curious Hindus, sympathizing people who want to be Hindu, every single one of you who in some way or form associate yourself with Hinduism and start identifying yourself in some way or form to Hinduism, even if it's just a concept at this time, not just sacred sentiments or religious belief that you really appreciate. We ask and request your time to share this link where the UN has recognized Kailasa, recognized the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and share this with as many Hindus as possible, with as many people as possible, and ensure that at least on this platform that we have received, we have gotten, let's make sure that every single person knows. Now today, in continuation with our series on the Hindu Holocaust and the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the revival of Kailasa, we are presenting one of the tactics and brutal persecution used and most well known if you recall the Hindu Holocaust. If any Hindu recalls what has happened against Hindus, we first remember the destruction that was pursued and ensued against the temple ecosystem and the Adina. This very tactic was the first brutal attack against Hindus and the Hindu civilization by the Mughal invaders in more than 700 years ago. And since that time, more than 100 million temples across all of the nations that were at one point Hindu have been absolutely destroyed and lost. The temples that we see today, the temples that we revere, worship, and the ecosystems surrounding those temples, such as in Madurai, in Arunachala, in Kanchipuram, in so many different places across India, and in all of the Hindu nations that were at one point Hindu, in all of these nations, just what we see today, the temples that we have are not even a handful of what has been destroyed by the invaders 700 years ago. And since that time until now, continuously, the destruction of temples has continued. Even until today, Hindus do not have the sovereignty, even the right over the temple ecosystems, where the funds are coming and where the donations that are coming for the temples, how that is being used, how temple priests should be treated and paid, and how they should be housed, how the rituals should be conducted. All of this is literally destroyed by the anti-Hindu militant forces. And continuously the same tactic of grabbing the temples, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars even, has literally been looted from the temples and the temple treasuries of the Hindu civilization. And it is from the destruction of temples that literally the entire thing, the entire Hindu Holocaust has started. And until today, even in the persecution, the decades-long persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we have seen this again and again. We have seen how in every instance, in 2010, how every single Adinam in India faced brutal attack, faced some kind of grabbing by the anti-Hindu militant forces, where literally the land itself was seized. The sovereign land was seized. In a country where the indigenous kingdoms had their own sovereignty, today we're not even able to say the least of that. Today we'd like to present to each and every one of you a brief history of the temple destruction, the destruction of Hindu temples, how that has been a tactic in the entire Hindu Holocaust, and how until today, even in the attacks against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we've been seeing it again and again. Joining with me today to present this is also Ma Nitya Mananda Swami. And we'd like to begin the presentation for how the Hindu temples and in the persecution against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we have seen again and again how the anti-Hindu militant forces, sometimes even state-sponsored elements, have literally grabbed and forced even the women of Kailasa, the peaceful Hindu women sannyasis, to be removed from the land, kicked us out on the streets, and ensured that even we don't have a home to stay in. And of course, literally, we've seen this happen again and again, beginning from 2010, when the home of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was attacked and literally set on fire in every direction. And since then, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has not been safe at all in India. Now, we'd like to begin presenting to each and every one of you about how the attacks against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the attacks and this particular tactic of land grabbing and the destruction of Hindu adinams, the ecosystem, has worked in the entire Hindu Holocaust and destroyed civilization.
Yes, thank you, Masada Shruti. As we are observing the Hindu Holocaust Awareness Month, the month of July 2021, we would like to present to you how the various enlightenment ecosystems of Kailasa have been destroyed and are continuing to be destroyed by the anti-Hindu militants. And one of the first ecosystems that we would like to present to you is from the very birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the attacks on the ancient Adinams, the enlightenment place of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which is the Parashakti, the sacred hillock. Just to give a little background about the sacredness of this place, it is the first enlightenment experience place. In 1989, this sacred hillock was where His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashiva had his first enlightenment experience. It was a full moon day, Paurnami, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had a profound realization of his own self in everything. He was, as a Supreme Pontiff, was around 12 years old at that time. And here we are going to watch a short video where the Supreme Pontiff himself narrates the experience, the first enlightenment experience in that very same place. Let's take a look at this video.
On the Vaikasi Visagam, Vaikasi month, Purnima Tithi, Visaga Nakshatram, one fine evening of a full moon day, Vaikasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Paurnami Tithi, Subramania's enlightenment day. As per the tradition, he appeared from the third eye of Mahadeva. When I completed 11 and aging into 12, no school at that time usually, this May, June, no school. So usually this summer time I will go and sit in the temple or the hill. Around 4:30 to 6:30, maybe you can say this is the Sandhya time. Around the time of sunset and moonrise, I went to the hill, Arunachala hill. I was sitting at the foothills of Arunachala, where I was born and brought up. Whenever I find time, I'll go and spend time in that space, in that area, because Devi became enlightened there. That place is called Parashakti Coral Hill. I can say in a way the whole ambience was so calm, so beautiful. I decided to close my eyes. I was not even meditating. I was just sitting in a very relaxed way. Those days, I started practicing the self-enquiry. Who am I? Sometime I may feel from where the thoughts are raising. That is thought as taught by Annamalai Swamigal. An enlightened being, enlightened master, who is a disciple of great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. Once I closed the eyes, the intensity of my yearning started taking over me. I just felt, what is it I am seeking? Who is that me who is seeking? Who is that me that is deeply discontented about anything I see, hear? Who is that who is deeply discontented even about my own existence? Suddenly, one moment, something happened. Like I'm being sucked inside, pulled inside. Suddenly something opened in me. Something broke inside this Anandaganda area. Literally opened. The first thing happened is that idea inside and outside broke. Means now I know who is the experiencer. Life, alive, being present in everything, experiencing. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me. I started seeing the whole 360 degree. I could see literally all the sides. 360 degree this side and 360 degree this side. 10 direction. Above and below, side, everything I could see without turning my head without opening my eyes. My eyes was closed. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience how much I am alive inside my skin. The same frequency, the same depth I was feeling I am alive outside my skin, everything, in everything. That whole 360 degree is me. The skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The trees next to me, the temple near me, the hillock around me, the sky above me, and the moon, sun which was setting, moon which was rising. I felt I am alive in everything around me. The whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, the idea something is inside and something is outside is completely lost. I just know I am that oneness is the existence. There is no inner, there is no outer, there is no moving, there is no unmoving. The smallest movements of these plants is my movement, and the highest stillness of the center of the cosmos is my stillness. It will feel like as if the whole sky is centered on my Anandagandha. It looks like a huge balloon which is tied to my Anandagandha, and that balloon is the whole cosmos. Pure, solid gold flowing through my spine, which was cool. Full 2.5 days I was able to see all 360 degree continuously. Whether I went to the home or anywhere I was walking around, I was able to see the whole thing. I went and told my godmother, Vibhudanandapuri. I asked her whether am I possessed by ghost. She checked my energy and said, no, you are possessed by God. The vision of seeing 360 degree is settled, but that experience of I am one has never left. Now, that very experience getting reproduced in so many Gurukul kids, even adults. It's only with the lamps lit, the power of the original lamp is established. I can say so many kids having their third eye awakened, even the adults having their third eye awakened, able to see everything beyond the use of senses. My message on this Nityananda Purnima: work on your third eye, have initiation, see to it your third eye is awakened. My blessings to all of you. Let every one of you experience the highest enlightenment.
Yes,
We
yes.
Third, how sacred this hillock, Parashakti, the first enlightenment experience of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Parashakti is the place where the sacred mother, Devi Parashakti herself did the penance, realized herself as a complete synthesis of the male and female energies, became revered by the ASMT community deity called Ardhanarishwara. Yes, Vasada Prema, you wanted to share something?
Yes, yes. So, Parashakti is a place where the cosmic mother did penance, realized herself as a complete synthesis of male and female energy, and became revered by the ASMT community as the deity led by Ardhanarishwara. Sorry, continuing on.
Here you can see the signs of enlightenment, the Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara kept alive. Here you can see the Guru Parampara from Devi Parashakti, Akashik Swamigal, Mata Vibhudanandapuri, and Bhagavan, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So first, the leftmost photo is the photo where Devi did penance at this very place. Paramashiva Shila at Parashakti and Devi Parashakti herself got enlightened. The second photo is that of the Akashik Swamigal, who is seated on the Sarvajñapita, the all-knowing seat in Tiruvannamalai. The third photo is that of Mata Vibhudanandapuri, is seated on the Sarvajñapita as inheritor to Akashik Swamigal. And on the rightmost is the photo of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, seated on the Sarvajñapita as the next inheritor of the lineage. The same Kamandalu, the sacred water pot, and the Danda, the wooden staff, are seen next to him, next to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as part of what was handed over on initiation into the lineage.
In this very place, the Pavalakundru, the sacred hillock, on the 19th of November 2002, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had actually inaugurated the Nityananda Annalaya. And in this very place, on this occasion, as you can see the photograph, here he conducted one of the earliest recorded Annadan, where he himself cooked and himself had shared the food with all of the devotees, the yatris, actually, where he had conducted a Padayatra on this very special occasion of Kartika Deepam from Bengaluru, where he had already settled down in the Adi Kailash Sarvajñapita. And from there, he conducted a yatra to Tiruvannamalai. And this beautiful program he conducted, and this place is where the ever-burning stoves of the Nityananda Annalaya, continuously serving food, free food, had started on this very day in 19 November 2002. At least this is the earliest recorded time function where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had literally cooked the food and served. And this is a beautiful, beautiful presentation where we can see literally how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had cultivated the beautiful Hindu culture, serving and cooking, serving and sharing food with others, sharing the sacred sentiments in this enlightenment ecosystem, in the very place where Devi herself became enlightened. Yes, so in this very place as well, as we had known before, Kuppamal, Mataji Vibhudanandapuri had built a construction, a sabha, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism would establish the first and in the building where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is serving food in these pictures, that is the sabha, which Kuppamal or Mataji Vibhudanandapuri had constructed in around 1988, in around that time.
In the year 2003, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Parameshwaram is seen giving a short discourse at Parashakti on the occasion of the birth star celebrations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
And here you can see the multifarious events that have happened. In 2006, the community created a humble roof for the spiritual and social activities such as Annadan, yoga, meditation, puja, and spiritual discourses at Pavlakundur. And you can see some of the examples where Swamiji is literally pioneering, literally spearheading the activities, the spiritual services of the Adinam in Pavlakundur. And after this, all of the sannyasis followed and ensured that the activities that he started would not cease.
In 2007, the ASMT monks and devotees offered the puja to the Sadashiva Shila, the Enlightenment Experience rock, worshipping it as a living deity. Pavlakundur on the Enlightenment Experience Anniversary Day, please understand what is a deity. A deity is an energy which transmits that experience of the divine into us. The Pavlakundur is the rock where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself sat and experienced and had that first enlightenment experience and that first Advaitic experience. So this rock, anybody who just is in the breathing space of that rock and just sits near that rock, the mirroring effect of the neurons of the Supreme Pontiff's brain gets mirrored. That same experience gets transmitted into us just because of the value and the sacredness of the kshetra, of this space, just because the Supreme Pontiff himself had experienced that first enlightenment experience, just going and just touching that rock and just sitting around that rock can transmit that same experience to all of us. That is why this rock is worshipped as a living deity.
And here we can see up until 2017, the worship which continues by the monks, the Hindu pujacharyas of Kailasa at Pavlakundur, literally worshipping the very rock where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had the first enlightenment experience.
So you can see that everyday worship continues at Pavlakundur by the ASMT monastic members. In the Guru Gita, there is a beautiful verse. Gurareva jagat sarvam brahma vishnu shivatmakam gurof parataram nasti tasmat sampujayet gurum. Indeed, the Guru is the whole universe, consisting of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. There is nothing higher than the Guru. Therefore, worship the Guru. The 80th verse of Guru Gita, where it says, the Guru himself is the whole universe. There is nothing higher than the Guru. Therefore, worship the Guru. And now, we are going to see how the anti-Hindu elements planned a conspiracy and a brutal attack on this sacred enlightenment ecosystem. Let's take a look. This short clip. So we saw how the monastic members were kicked out of the very same place where near the Pavarakundru, where the monastic members were kicked out of the enlightenment ecosystem from where they were offering the puja, the worship services, the healing services, the annada. They were completely kicked out of that place. Let us see what happened that led to the destruction of the enlightenment ecosystem. The first attack in 2017, which was an intimidation. So here you can see the attack by the government officials itself. They first come and visit the place, attack. So the first they came to intimidate, and then on the 5th of February 2017, they started the attack. They started attacking the monastic members. And on the 3rd June 2017, continued with the third attack. We are now going to show you the videos of the actual attack at Pavarakundru.
Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
Welcome back. And now we are going to show you what really happened. So this is the exact same place, the enlightenment ecosystem established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can see our monastic members setting up the temple and offering the puja. And the local authorities, basically the anti-Hindu elements ganged up with the local state bodies, with the local law enforcement authorities, and came along with the police, and they tried to evacuate us from the Adinam. They tried to displace our sannyasis who were there, performing the rituals, performing the pujas, doing service to the public, and maintaining protecting the enlightenment ecosystem, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had the first enlightenment experience. And this is where the law enforcement authorities came, and they completely demolished the Adinam that we had set up there, the enlightenment ecosystem, threw the deities out on the road, completely demolished the Adinam.
ప్రతిఫలించేందుకు స్కెచ్ చేసింది నిత్యానంద ముఠ. స్వామి రాలేదు.
Yes. So here you can see how the anti-Hindu elements came and they barged in. They came in along with the government authorities and the local police, and they tried to completely destroy and demolish. It was just a small thatched hut and doing service to the public. And here you can see how the monastic members are being handled. They are being dragged and the deities are being thrown out. It is just a simple thatched hut where the disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism are sitting there and doing some seva. The sannyasis are brutally manhandled and treated like some criminals and thugs and terrorists, and the deities are being thrown out. Here you can see the deity, the living deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Atmamurti. And with the sannyasi sitting inside, the entire thatched hut is brought down on the roof. The deities are being thrown on the road. Here you can see how the deities are being abused. And here you can see the anti-Hindu elements just throwing the deities out on the road, just keeping them on the road with absolutely no respect. And the entire enlightenment ecosystem has been shattered. You can see.
Not only that, but we can see also the blatant broadcasted violence against women in the footage that we are seeing here. How the anti-Hindu militant forces have no problem at all in brutally assaulting, harassing, and sexually abusing the women sannyasis who are sitting here. And even though they're literally blocking the deities, the sacred deities which they are protecting with their life, and as the entire Adinam is being destroyed, they are literally harassed, pulled, and everything.
Absolutely. So the attack by the authorities continued. There was an attempt to murder the ASMT monks and assault the female monks of His Divine Holiness. On the 16th of June 2017, all the sannyasis staying in Tiruvannamalai climbed up to Pavarakundal and began preparing for the evening rituals, which is when the attack happened. You can see how the male and female sannyasis are being manhandled as if they are some criminals and terrorists. And this whole thing gets telecasted on multiple national media channels. Here you can see the sacred religious places of worship of the ASMT community being destroyed by the caste supremacists, atheist terrorists, and the communist terrorist forces. Here you can see the female ASMT monks being threatened by the government officials and the ASMT member being brutally attacked by the police. The female ASMT monks and deities being abused by the police, the caste supremacists, atheist terrorists, and the communist forces. And on the middle, you can see the ASMT monk facing inhuman treatment by the police, and the media houses misrepresenting the ASMT monks as criminals. Here is a photo of Srinitya Parabrahmananda Maharaj after the assault. After the mob entered the premises and started assaulting all the male and the female monks, they started throwing stones. 10 different mobsters ganged up and started hitting him. Parabrahmananda Maharaj was attacked with stones and then beaten with iron rods on the head, shoulders, and legs. He fainted from the pain during this attack, but the attackers didn't stop hitting him and wanting to kill him on the spot. The attack continued, with the fourth attack happening on the 16th of June 2017. A group of sannyasis were at the Pavrakundra in Tiruvannamalai offering the puja, the ritualistic worship to the Sadashiva Shila. The district collector, without any prior notice, executed a planned attack with a clear intention to vacate us. He came with the police, the caste supremacist, atheist terrorists, and the communist terrorist forces and destroyed and pulled down the huts of the monks, manhandled them, physically injured them like beasts, and finally illegally arrested them for no reason. The monk attempts to lynch 3 innocent ASMT monks at Pavrakund. Repeated attacks made by assassins incited with hatred by the caste supremacists, atheist terrorists, and communist terrorist forces on Sadashiva Shila at Pavrakund in Tiruvannamalai. On the 16th of June 2007, a mob of 80 plus persons attempted murder on 3 innocent sannyasis who were taking care of the Sadashiva Shila, worshipped as a living deity at Pavrakund. This mob was sent to drive them away. The reason being the monks resisted the false accusations and the claims made by the police and the revenue officers. The ASMT monks saw their leaders, Veerabhadran and Karuppakarana, talking and interacting with officials in a casual way. The attack was well planned by the Tamil Nadu state government to take the illegal possession of the sacred land. The anti-Hindu media misrepresenting the attack and showing the sannyasis as thieves. Here you can see the photos of Parabrahmananda Maharaj after the attack. The monk went into coma and his head and eyes were severely injured. But the attack did not stop. The attack continued on the 22nd of June 2017, the 6th attack. On the 22nd of June 2017, without any reason, policemen dragged the monks and illegally arrested them. Without any reason, the policemen suddenly dragged the monks, illegally arrested them. 2 female monks were also amongst them. As per the law, a woman cannot be held in a police station after 6 p.m. Completely violating this rule, they had female sannyasis in the police station till much later in the night. The Hindu monks, Hindu rituals, and sacred sentiments were treated in such preposterous ways, harassing and instilling fear in them to subjugate them.
And not only this, on the 22nd of June 2017, without any reason, the policemen suddenly dragged the monks and illegally arrested them.
The relentless attacks continued till the 18th of May 2018.
On 18th of May 2018, anti-Guru terrorists had literally abused the sacred Paramashiva Shila in Pavlakundu, Tiruvannamalai, and they attempted to lynch the Kailasa members when they could not reach the supreme pontiff of Hinduism. They abused by throwing the footwear at the sacred Paramashiva Shila, and they even defiled the Paramashiva Shila by urinating on it to mock, hurt, and literally defile, dehumanize every single Hindu, every single member of Kailasa, and stamp on the religious sentiments of all of us Kailasians.
The attackers assaulted one ASMT community member who came to offer his puja during this time with stones and sharp weapons and criminally intimidated him, hurling life threats, deterring him from continuing worship. The aged caretaker lady who lives there was also attacked, suffering head injury inflicted by the assassins.
Then The persistent abusal and life attacks by the anti-Hindu terrorist forces clearly reveals the demonic agenda to completely destroy Sanatana Hindu Dharma and Kailasa in particular by ruthlessly destroying such spiritual significant Hindu sites and all of the people who are protecting them. The attackers tore and pulled down the saffron robe, which was adorned on the Paramashiva Shila, and they literally brought it to the ground. They also unearthed the sacred Trishul or the trident and damaged it to the point of not being able to protect it, not being able to use it for ritualistic purposes.
To really stop this attack, and what is the solution? How can we protect these enlightenment systems? As the Supreme Pontiff says, not by revolution, but by evolution is a solution. It is not by conflict or war, but by setting up model communities, enlightenment ecosystems. Sarvagnapitas is the solution. Today, Kailasa has set up the enlightenment ecosystems in more than 150 countries worldwide and continuing to expand. We invite each and every one of you in joining us, become a part of Kailasa and support the revival of the ancient enlightenment ecosystems. And as a part of this series, we will be continuing to present to you various different aspects of the Hindu Holocaust and the persecution, which is continuing to happen against Hinduism and against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as a part of the Hindu Awareness Month that Kailasa is observing in July 2021. Hope this was an informative session for you, and we invite each and every one of you to please leave your comments in the Facebook Live and the YouTube live chat, as we will be right back with you in the next, in the evening. Today evening, again, we will be having a segment where we will be continuing to share about the Hindu Holocaust and its continuing effects on Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. With this, we will now be moving on to the next segment of this program today, which is the Kailash Courtyard Power Manifestation session. We will be ending this session with the Purna Mantra. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nityanandam. Thank you.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Spiritual, the spiritual prosperity will happen to whole planet Earth. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa. Setting model community.
Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukha. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I've added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Beautifully, Bhagwan gives us the powerful cognition on what is power manifestation, which is a cognitive shift and not anything else. When we have the cognitive shift, we will simply understand the higher science and higher reality. And when Bhagwan himself says that, we simply experience that when we have the deep integrity with Bhagavan himself. The science of power manifestation. The science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana, the evidences from the Shastras, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Apta Pramana, experience and results of the Aptas, the authority of Hinduism. The Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, Siddhas. All of them manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, and which is scientific, time-tested and foolproof. The Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Parameshivam, this millennium's avatars, experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan has beautiful